What is going on, YouTube? Welcome to the Living Freed channel. My name is Tyler Freed, and in this video, I'm going to be answering the question, will I ever drive a truck again? I got asked that the other day by a subscriber. He asked, will you ever drive again, or are you officially off the road forever? I thought that was a good question because it'll kind of give a little bit of an insight to the process of becoming an owner-op, building a fleet, and then eventually getting to the point where you have to make that decision on whether or not you continue to drive or you take a step back and actually get out of the truck and run the fleet more efficiently. So that's going to be my video for today. I have been posting a video every day over the last few days because I am doing a series on the BI triangle. And if you don't know what that is, go check out my other videos. I did post one today as well about the BI triangle. I'm pretty much going through an entire blueprint or business plan for trucking. Pretty much a way to lay out a business plan for trucking. So if you haven't seen those videos, go check those out. But I did want to put this video out today while I was thinking about it. Because, I think it is important to understand a lot of people that watch me want to eventually become owner-ops, grow a fleet, build a business, kind of like what I'm doing. And to answer your question, am I ever going to go back to driving a truck? Well, while I own this fleet, and at the point that it's at right now, no, I do not plan on going back to driving full-time. And when I say full-time, that means that I'm not opposed to, going and having to drive for a month or two while, let's say I have to, hire a driver. Say a driver quits and, moves on from driving for me. I may have to drive that truck for a while just to keep that truck rolling and keep it profitable while I find a new driver. There's that. Or if I add another truck, a new truck, and I haven't found a driver for it, instead of that truck sitting there for a month or two, I may need to run. But my goal is to build a business. My goal is to eventually build this business and, it have enough scale, it have enough, size for me to run it and, eventually hire people and put them in place to help me run it, build a legitimate business. And in order to do that, it's hard to, one, run the day-to-day operations. That's right now. Two, grow the business where I want it to get to while driving 11 to 14 hours a day. Do I miss driving? Yeah, I do miss it. I mean, I do not hate being a truck driver, but it just happens to be, where I'm at currently with this fleet. I've gotten to 7 trucks, and once I hit about 6, it was pretty easy for me to drive and handle about 5 trucks. But once I got to 6 and then now 7, and I'm dealing with 7 different drivers, I'm having to do the payroll, the bookkeeping, the management of the equipment. It's a lot, right? And yeah, did I give up the driver income? Yes, I did give up some income to, be able to run the back office, manage the fleet. But if I didn't do that, it was getting to the point where I would have had to pay somebody to do it anyway. So it was better for me to just do it myself and, just give up that little bit of driver income to be able to run my fleet more efficiently. Like I'm able to long story short, I'm able to handle the day-to-day operations a lot better. I'm also available and able to go after other opportunities. Eventually, and I've discussed this many times on my channel, and especially over the last couple of months, but, I plan on getting my own authority. And, in order to run that efficiently and in order to go out and get my own customers, get contract freight and, build relationships with brokers and the things that I need to do in order to build a legitimate company, I'm going to have to be available. I'm going to have to be able to make phone calls, travel, go visit those customers, do the back office work that is required to running a authority. I'm not even running a authority yet, and it's still at the level it's at. I'm the only one running, all of that. I'm the only one doing the back office stuff. I don't have somebody at home helping me do that. I'm the one doing that. So I was doing that plus driving full time. So, again, long story short, I'm just more available now in the long run. Yeah, in the short run, I've given up. I've taken a step back in the short run, but in the long run, it's going to pay off for me to be out of this truck. It's just the way it is, And do I ever plan, like I said, if I have to drive for a while, I'm going to do that. I'm not going to have a truck just sit there for 2-3 months and not make any money, but I would be driving it, waiting, and, hopefully putting another driver in it, and that would be my goal. But long story short, moral of the story, no, I do not plan on going back to being a truck driver full time. And who knows, maybe, because my goal is to get this fleet where it's a saleable asset. And who knows, maybe 5 years down the line, I sell the fleet, or 10 years down the line, I sell it, and I want to just have something to do and go back to driving. I'm not opposed to that, just to have a job, just to make some money and, have some income coming in. I don't know. But while I'm running this fleet, it's that simple. No, I don't plan on going back to driving full time. And look, it has hurt this channel. The last month since I've gotten off the road, my views are way down. My views are way down on this channel, and it is what it is. I get it, because I built this channel on me being a truck driver. All my videos, before I got out of the truck, pretty much all my videos were from the cab of the truck, from the driver's seat, and so that's going to be a transition. I'm going through a pretty tough transition right now. One, with my lifestyle, just getting used to the day-to-day routine has been a very, big adjustment for me. And like I said, figuring out what I'm going to do with this YouTube channel. That's number 2. Number 3, what am I going to do with my trucking business? Because now that I'm out of the truck, I need to focus on growth now. I need to focus on taking this fleet to the next level. And so a lot of it is good. It is good that I'm out of the truck to be able to do those things, but it is a transition. 100%, it is a tough transition. And I knew this day would come, though, because if my goal is to build a legitimate business, like I said, it's hard to do that from the driver's seat. Very hard to do that in the long run. It is, But to end this video, for those of you that are watching this, if your goal is to ever build a business in trucking or any other field, but especially in trucking, that's why I always say you have to have a plan. If you plan on building a fleet, what is your goal? Is your goal to get it to the, point where, you have 3 or 4 trucks, or do you want to have 10, 15, 20? You need to know that, because, at some point, a lot of you watching me love to drive, love the lifestyle of being a truck driver. And, if you go beyond a certain point with your fleet, it's going to be pretty much not impossible, but it's going to be very tough for you. You're going to be overworked if you try to drive full time and run a business and grow a business and do all that, unless you have somebody that can run the back office for you while you're on the road. But if you're the only one that's able to, run the back office and drive and do all that, look, at some point, you got to take a step back to take 2 steps forward. It's that simple. So yes, I posted a video today, but that's because I'm doing that series on the BI Triangle by Robert Kiyosaki. But I wanted to do this video today too as well, to answer the subscriber's question. No, while I'm running this business, like I said, I do not plan on going back to driving full-time, but I'm willing to if I have to. So that's my video for today. God bless. Thank you for watching, and peace out.